Tomorrow is primary voting day in the race for New York City's next mayor. The fiercely contested Democratic primary comes amid unprecedented public health, economic, and safety concerns. And it is also the first time New York City voters are able to pick their candidates in order of preference thanks to ranked choice voting. Rachel Holliday Smith is following this race for us. She is a reporter for the city, and she joins us this morning. So, Rachel, tomorrow is primary day. Who is leading the way, and who is surprising you?
That's a good question. So the real frontrunners here it's narrowed. There were 50 people who ran for mayor originally at the very start of this whole crazy race. And now I'd say the first time we're getting a sense of the real frontrunners, who are Eric Adams, who is the Brooklyn Borough president, and he is a former police sergeant in New York City. He's really the head of the pack in the polls that we've got going now. Maya Wiley is an MSNBC contributor and a civil rights attorney. She's really coalescing the progressive energy right now after a few other candidates have sort of fell by the wayside. We've got Catherine Garcia, who is she's putting herself out there as a real manager, a real doer, someone who's held a lot of leadership positions in the administration in New York City, former sanitation commissioner, I should say. And Andrew Yang, who, folks know from the presidential race last time, who, ran on this universal basic income platform and who's saying, I'm an outsider. I'm not someone who's been in politics before. So give me a chance and let me run New York City. So I'd say those are the four frontrunners at this moment.
So what are the issues that are the most important to New Yorkers? And I'm wondering if over the the time since you've had 50 candidates down to what we're seeing right now, the campaign period, have those issues changed ranks? Have they evolved? So much about how we're living has changed so significantly over the past year and a half.
That's right. I think in the very beginning, people were interested in hearing about COVID plans and sort of how a manager would deal with COVID, but that has subsided a bit. It's not that it's, completely fell by the wayside because, COVID recovery and how you're going to handle the economy of New York City and the tax system in New York City is huge. But I would say that a lot of the issues have remained from last year. What comes to mind is how the mayor would handle the New York Police Department. That's huge. After the Black Lives Matter protests that rocked the city last year, people are really wondering, how are you going to handle the budget of the police department? How are you going to handle that whole rank and file of police officers? At the same time, safety and crime is a huge, big thing on voters' mind going into the primary. A lot of folks who have lived here their whole lives, have seen the city go through ups and downs, are seeing a slight uptick in some categories of violent crime and saying, how are you going to handle that? We don't want to backslide into, the bad old days of the 70s and 80s. So I'd say those are the two big things on folks' minds.
So this is the first time that New Yorkers are going to be voting by who they like the best to the least, sort of. It's ranked choice voting. So then on Saturday, Andrew Yang and Catherine Garcia actually campaigned together. And Yang even told his supporters to, put him as their first choice, but then they should put Garcia next on their ballot. How is ranked choice voting changing the campaign playbook?
Yeah, it's so fascinating. Originally, I thought that this would be, a little bit more of an amicable campaign season, because we've been hearing from experts that ranked choice is supposed to make things a little nicer on the campaign trail. That hasn't really happened, except for now that's late in the game, this interesting play by Andrew Yang and Catherine Garcia, where he said, okay, I'm going to say, yes, she's my number two. Very interestingly, though, Catherine Garcia did not say the same about Andrew Yang. She said, I'll go out there and campaign with you. We're going to appear together, but I'm not going to outwardly say that you will be my number two. This is something she's been going with, this theme of the whole campaign, which is that she's saying, no, I'm number one. I'm going to stand alone and say my resume stands for itself, and I don't need to play into the ranked choice. But I will say that overall, this is adding some chaos to an already sort of chaotic year for New Yorkers coming off of COVID, getting back to a normal life. and, trying to decide of the many, many candidates out there. And I will also say we've got many other elections, not just mayor. We've got city council, borough president, comptroller, which is a huge office that has a lot of responsibility. And for each of those offices, you can rank up to 5 people, and there's hundreds of people running. So really, this is one of the most unpredictable races that I think political watchers in New York have seen in quite some time in recent memory.
Really? Because how on earth do you stay informed on all those candidates? I mean, I imagine for a lot of people it's going to be pick the guy you know or girl you know at the top, and then eeny, meeny, miny, mo for the rest just to fill out the ballot.
Absolutely.
So New York City plans to start releasing partial and unofficial vote totals after the polls close tomorrow night. But ranked choice voting is much more complex than the traditional sort of form of voting. So how long until we know who the primary winner or winners are?
Yeah, officially, the short answer is we won't know until mid-July. It'll take about 3 weeks to get the total final official vote. So it's quite a long time. A common misperception, though, is that is because of ranked choice. It is and it isn't. It's more because state law in New York requires that you don't put out the official total vote count until all of the absentee and affidavit ballots are in. So that's really why it will take that long. But there will be a couple of rounds of this software being run to do ranked choice voting. We'll get the first round of that next week, and then a little bit after that, we'll get another round of that. I won't get into the nitty-gritty of exactly how all that happens, but it will be a long wait. We will only get the first rank, the number one in-person votes tally tomorrow night. So we'll get just a snapshot of what people chose, but we really won't know the official count until all the affidavits and all the absentee ballots come in. That's really important because folks are still voting at home or using the absentee ballot now because of COVID. Folks still don't feel quite comfortable going to the polls. So it's going to be a while. It's going to be a long wait.
And that should not be a surprise. I think we've gotten really used to sort of having these snap decisions the second the polls close. It's not realistic, particularly we're just emerging from the pandemic. So it's a good reminder to everyone: just be patient. We'll get it eventually. Rachel Holliday Smith, thank you very much.
Of course.
So you can continue to follow this story on CBSN New York. Just download the free CBS News app or head on over to cbsnews.com/live. There you can find all of our CBSN local streams.